suffering be dispelled. Let all pain and suffering be dispelled.
Well, hello, and how utterly lovely to, I was going to say see you. I can't see you, but I can see you in my mind's eye. I can see the full complement of 200 people all the way around the planet in every different time zone, with our esteemed producer Sue O'Cal up there in Yorkshire, and me on the South Downs area of the south coast of Britain, and a very beautiful sunny late afternoon, to do this first in a new series of Magic Satsangs. And I know that there are a lot of people here who have never been before. So firstly, my deepest, most heartfelt welcome to you. It's really lovely that you're here. How exciting. And to everybody who's been before, equally, how lovely and exciting that you're here. It's beautiful that we can all come together like this. I will stop gushing in a second. What is going to happen for you, if you haven't been before, is that I will warm to the theme and present to the best of my abilities the kind of Taoist approach to the Taoist angle on money as filtered through my my prism, my particular way of looking at things, as somebody who's been practicing this stuff for well over 40 years and definitely should know better by now. To get a resonance going between us, so that we're kind of more or less looking at the same thing, and got our rationale straight. We've got our ethical balance right before we enter into it. Then there will be what in a normal satsang would be called a meditation slot. You know, the 20 minutes of usually if we were sitting in the room together, we might do this in pure silence. So sort of sitting around the world like we are, connected by internet, to sit in pure silence. Today I don't really feel it, not for 20 minutes anyway. So I do it by guiding, makes sense. And I'm doing this completely improvised and extemporized. It's something I've done for decades. You know, the old days, obviously, it used to be a live thing every Tuesday night in London, and very low key, 30, 40, 50 people show up every week, and I just do it. I just kind of go into it in myself and then guide everybody along, just speak my own process that I've been practicing every day for however long it is. And it's always different, because the beauty of Taoism is it's an art form. It's not a rigid mechanistic procedure or set of procedures. It's an art form. There are certain fundamental immutable principles by which you set your template, but what happens within the form is different every single time. It's living. And then after 20 minutes of the meditation part, which in this instance is really the magic ritual, so to speak, I'll come back to that in a minute. The last section, the last 20 minutes or whatever, is a Q&A. We often get lots of questions sent in ahead of time, and then we get people typing questions in the question box, and we get people raising their hands and doing it audio style, phoning in. And we can never get to everybody, alas, because it's just too many people, too many questions that come in. But we should try and shuffle it around as we possibly can to keep it fair. Yeah, so satsang is an old Sanskrit word meaning coming together in truth, which implies that we come together without any of the usual social protocols or need to impress each other or signaling each other in order to fit into the herd, and all the other stuff that we engage in, mostly unconsciously, when we meet in person. Because we have this beautiful facility of connecting consciousness to consciousness like this, we are able to enter into that true state together fairly instantaneously. When this happens and the sort of local personality self, the ego self, dissolves, what's left there is this huge presence within each of us, which is actually the same presence. It has its different faces, its myriad faces, but it is the same presence in essence. When you go back far enough into it, deep enough into it, there is just one presence, and this presence the Chinese called Tao, which means the way. It doesn't really have any sacred significance in itself. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole explanation of what Taoism is and how it fits into the magic realm, but the magic part of it is actually what Taoism was famous for before there was internet, before there was a New Age book business and so on, you know, when it was really kind of secret stuff. That's how I heard about it as a young hippie in London who used to talk about Taoist magic, and so it intrigued me, along with the fact that I've been studying martial arts already for a while, that I actually took myself out to Hong Kong when I was 19 and found myself a master who I stayed with for a few months and did actually get imbued with the trick, if you like. Not the hocus pocus aspect of it or any of the ritualized stuff that you normally have to learn, if you were doing it like officially, if there were such a thing, but just to get the principles and how you operate with it. Since which time, it's been the essence of my experiment with reality. I cannot jump to any conclusions about it. When I was younger, I stuck to the kind of the doctrine, if you like, which was that you manifest your own reality, end of story. And as I've got older and I've seen things occur and get the sense of destiny rushing towards me and deja vus and psychic prescience and so on, it kind of often looks to me like the future's already happened. It's just waiting for me to catch up with it. And there's nothing that can be done to change it anyway, but that then works with this other aspect, which is my free will to act upon it. My presence as the observer, changing the field being observed, and that's a reality too. And there's definitely these crucial junctures where I feel totally obliged to step up and say, yes, I will this to happen now. I intend to manifest this in my life, and I will stand by this, and I'll back it up with my life as long as it takes. That's it. I'm doing it. And when I make those commitments with my heart and soul and mind, reality then does shift. Now, it was always going to shift like that anyway, because destiny is destiny, but it wouldn't have done had I not stepped up to it. Therein lies the paradox that it cannot possibly be resolved by intellect, in the same way that we can't resolve the paradox of waves and particles. We just have to sit with it as a beautiful mystery. And truly, there's nothing wrong with mystery. I know the drive to dispel all mystery is what drives us scientifically to keep exploring, and that's a brilliant, brilliant thrust. But essentially, however much mystery we uncover, there'll always be another load still waiting to be uncovered. And there's nothing wrong with mystery. Mystery is beautiful. It's in the spirit of surrendering to the great mystery that we enter into this session now. So yeah, I think I've begun, not the meditation part, not the ritual yet, but just I think I'm in the wrap here. I was thinking that before we begin, we could look at, no, I'm going to tell you, I think I'm going to tell you what I'm planning. It's kind of planning what I'm seeing as this ritual evolving here. I think we'll start off, once I've got everybody totally relaxed and deep in your own power, visualizing a kind of that we're all in a massive circle around the planet, but in the ether, in a different dimension. I'm going to suggest a way the Taoist technique of coming back into yourself and then back out through the back of you, and you become the massive background presence when you do that. Sort of like a band of beautiful angels in the ether. Once we're in that state, I suggest that what we'll do is visualize a massive pot in the middle of us all, into which we each throw all our worries, because worrying blocks the flow of energy, physically speaking, let alone psychically. It's just negative energy. It's actually akin to praying for what you don't want. So we're going to throw our worries into the pot. And I mean, you know, how am I going to pay that bill? And what's going to happen next month after this? And you know, all the stuff that goes through the head. We're each going to throw our worries into the pot. And I think along with our worries, our inhibitions, our misconstrued beliefs about money and what it is, and that money's dirty, and if I've got it, nobody else can have it, and it's not really something that an angelic being should be thinking about or focusing on, should just be thinking about, you know, the brightness of the Tao all day long. And whatever, you know, I'm just making these up as I go along. But basically, what I'm suggesting is that we're going to have this pot we're all going to throw our worries into, and we're going to throw our self-limiting beliefs into it, the things that the hang-ups that make us think money's bad and we shouldn't have it, and so on. We're going to take this out of the conventional frame of thinking about money. So money is going to be, well, let's say that money is, as you know, an illusion. It's a pure magic trick in itself. It doesn't exist. We've all understood that now, I think. You know, it's been exposed as the myth that it is. And it's a complex myth, and it's a myth that gets manipulated very deftly by very brilliant people all over the planet, beyond our understanding if we're not involved in that world. So it's quite esoteric and occult and bizarre, this magic trick of money. But one thing we can say about it is that it is a symbol of energy being exchanged between two or more parties. So if you employ me to help you by giving you 6 units of my energy, for example, you would pay me 6 units worth of energy back, and the way we measure this energy is through some mystical system that used to be based on gold, which, you know, in itself truly has no actual intrinsic value really anyway. It's all mythological, and that's how, so we then can quantify, you get 6 units for 6 units, and so on and so forth. Then you get people manipulating that, making profit out of it, stealing it, channeling it, hiding it off, doing what they do, and all the rest of it. Then you get people, on the other hand, being beautiful, generous, philanthropic souls. So, you know, it just basically is a current of energy that flows through society, very similar to the ocean, the sea. It's quite hard to see what's going on with it because there are so many currents and cross currents and swells and undercurrents and conflicting currents and so on and so forth, eddies, whirlpools, calm bits, stormy bits, choppy bits, smooth bits. There's the tide coming in, there's the tide going out, and so on. It's this amazing, massive flow, this sea of energy. So we tend to think of money in respect of work. You know, I have to work to make money, or I have to inherit money to have to be rich, or I have to engage in robbery, or you know, I have to get my wages, or I have to make profit. Or, you know, money goes up, money goes down, money's dirty, or maybe money's clean, whatever. But the reality of it is that money is a symbol of an energy that's moving around. When that energy moves towards you, it will come to you as money through other people, always through other people. It doesn't just, I mean, you get it out of an ATM, but people put it in the ATM. It's coming at you from people, but it's through people rather. But that is a manifestation of energy being made into a symbol of the material, because it's not actually material in itself. The idea that that money can only come from work, only be inherited, or blah, 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 blah. You know, in a way, all of this is true, but we can't really limit the way it's going to happen. If we want to do magic, we have to allow the flow to present itself in form however it wants to do that. So we learn to take the limits off. The other thing is that we're going to be receiving our money through people by the energy we put into people. So we're going to clear the airways between us all. We're going to do something to send a wave of healing, cleansing love out into the world, and avail ourselves of the wave of love coming back to us, because that makes it all move smoothly. When the love is out there, when the love is in here and it's moving around, connecting us all, the energy passes between us much more beautifully than if we were all kind of like scared and cut off and so on. So we'll look at that. The reason I say that the money going up and money going down thing is an illusion or is not helpful as a model is because if we're seeing it as an ocean of energy, the ocean's not up and down, it's lateral, it's horizontal, it's on the horizontal. And the currents ebb and flow, they don't go up and down. So rather than this hierarchical, quite male, phallic, vertical model of your fortunes going up and your fortunes going down, we're going to look at it as a lateral movement of energy that ebbs and it flows and it ebbs and it flows. And not as a system of reward or punishment for how clever we are or how brilliant or beautiful or whatever it is, or famous or whatever, not as a reward or as a punishment, the lack of it, for being silly or not clever enough or not catching the opportunity in time. Any of that stuff, we're going to take it right out of all of that reward punishment thing. And we're just going to look at it as something that works through motion, and we can guide the motion. I would just like to make a slight aside here. I've been spending the weekend on actually the highest point in Sussex, my really beautiful friend Martin Deason's and his wife Antonia's farm right on the top of the hill there, 600 feet above sea level. It's not that high, but relative to mountains, but for the south coast of England, it's the highest spot. Very powerful energy, lots of ley lines crossing there. Martin was the guy that started Loaded magazine, which started the whole lad culture off, and very influential in the British culture, in fact worldwide, in the 90s, and has since retired from that. And I met him because he interviewed me for that magazine with my first book. It was very exciting because to have somebody who was extolling the virtue of being a kind of GQ guy, a cool James Bond lookalike character around town, just messing around, having fun, that they were getting interested in this kind of magic too, was really, really exciting. We just became very, very good friends all those years back. But anyway, cut a long story short, his dog Bruno is this young Sussex Spaniel, beautiful, beautiful young crazy puppy, hyperactive. They really love him, but he was driving them crazy, just barking the whole time, tearing things up, just totally hyperactive. And he said, look, Doc, if you can, because you see me do my magic, if you can do the magic on Bruno, I promise you the whole world will know what a genius you are. And it was kind of a tall order. I just started talking to Bruno, not as Bruno the dog, but as the master behind the dog. So you take the disguise away. It doesn't matter whether it's a dog or a cat or a person or a dolphin. What there is the master, if you like, is the big presence. So I spoke to the big presence rather than speaking to the dog. And I said, look, I know that we're playing this game where I'm a human and you're a dog. I was talking as if you could understand me. And I said, first of all, I know you don't speak English, but the message we both know gets carried in the vibration of the sound waves for each word. So I know that who you are really is a master. In fact, to me, you look a bit like a Tibetan master, but what I'm really seeing in you is a ninja, Bruno. And I was talking like this, and he was listening to me. He stopped going nuts. So Bruno, what I'm suggesting to you is rather than splurging your excitement like you do, which is a beautiful thing to see you so excited, to contain your excitement, to attenuate the excitement and stretch it out so it lasts longer. You're going to love that, Bruno. You're going to love that. That's better that way. And I'm going to suggest to you, Bruno, that what you actually are is a ninja. And a ninja, do you know what the three things of a ninja are? It's silent, stealthy, and strong. And I repeated that over and over, silent, stealthy, and strong. And he's listening to me the whole way. Bruno, you're a ninja. And I got this ninja thing going where I go, ninja. And then I did it quieter and quieter until I was able to just whisper it. And he was totally with me. And since that point, which was yesterday lunchtime, he hasn't barked, he hasn't made a noise, he hasn't ripped anything up. He's been absolutely responsive. And every time I said to him, Bruno, I know we connected, you're brilliant, you're wise, you're the master. He felt it, he knew it. That's how the magic works. We have to get into our big presence inside, and we have to see what it is we want as also the big presence. And then, that Rumi saying that what I seek also seeks me. There's this mutual attraction, this mutual magnetism occurs between you and the setup that you're wanting to bring into being. I'd also like to say that when you're bringing something into being, you are, as I said initially, you're actually honoring the destiny that's going to manifest anyway. But it wasn't going to manifest anyway unless you did this magic ritual now. That's the paradox again. So we approach it with great humility. We don't approach it as crazy, megalomaniacal, power-tripping wizards, with an ego, with pride, with vaingloriousness. We're doing it with great humility, aware that we are merely passing phenomena, merely expressions of this incredible Tao. And we now have the privilege together of coming into this space of being Tao, and then we can really make change. So I suspect that one of the, just thinking about it, one of the blocks to playing with the energy of money and magnetizing it to us is that anyone, I think, interested in anything esoteric has partly not fully landed on the planet. They haven't got fully into that greedy, graspy, shuffling about in the dirt for your feed mode that is, what we would think of as being fully landed, I mean, figuratively speaking. We're still wanting to remain, at least partially, in the angelic state. And so I'm going to suggest that we don't have to be greedy or graspy in this mode. As I say, we be gracious. We can still be the angels that we actually are. And as the angel, or the presence, we can then ordain the money flow to change. And I'm going to do a technique to show you how, or to actually increase the power about ordaining something to happen. And then I'm going to go through a few visualizations that really are suggestions. I mean, these are stories that I've used with myself that work really well for me. These are not traditional Taoist visualizations. They come from the technique that is the ancient technique, but they're my modern version, and they're only my version. In time, if you like them, you'll create your own versions. Or you say if you like them, but you want to change them, you'll do that. So these are not sacrosanct. Nothing is. This is just the clumsy way of sharing with you, really. And then I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But that's the sort of basic schema. Whew. Yeah. I could go on all day talking about it, but it just becomes masturbation, doesn't it? So let's get into meditation instead. Let this be the moment that we enter into the meditative state. So this is the point where, ironically, the slideshow that Sue laboriously prepares each week gets really good, but I really want you to close your eyes. That's like mummy and daddy telling you to do different things. But you can, if you want to, you can keep your eyes open, but I really would suggest that you keep them closed. You sit relatively straight with your back into the back of the chair, rather than lying down. It's not such a great position for meditating. You can do this standing as well. But the main thing is that your spine is relatively perpendicular to the floor, like as if your spine is a plumb line, with your hips at the bottom kind of weighing it down. The top of your the plumb line is like a rope going up through your spine, going up through the crown of your head, and then carries on like a silver thread up to the ceiling. And then it's winched a bit up so that the back of your neck gets longer. And then you can drop your shoulders, and then you can let your hips relax so your sit bones can spread. Excuse me. And let all the muscular tension that you don't need dissolve. So just scan your body from the crown of your head down to your toes, slowly but surely. And wherever you notice that you're gripping the muscles, stop gripping them. You'll find the forearms are a place where you might want to generally be gripping. If you're doing so, stop gripping there. Your buttocks, stop gripping there, the back of the neck, the face, your eyes, your jaws. Your tongue, relax the root of your tongue. You can feel your whole head just soften. The skull just releases. Just let all the tension drain away. Let it drain away from your brain and from your vital organs. Let your lungs relax, your heart relax, your liver, your spleen, your stomach, your kidneys, your bowels, your sex organs. Let everything relax. Let even your bone marrow relax. Let your bones relax. Let the joints relax. Let everything soften. And with the softening, there's a tendency naturally to sink the energy, sink the weight of the head, the chest, the shoulders, the arms. Let it all sink down below the level of your navel and fill up in the lower part of your body, your hips, your legs, and all the way down to the floor, so that the lower part of you feels really solid and sure, rooted and grounded, but the upper part of you feels light, clear, and airy, and really free, communing with the sky, the bottom part of you communing more with the ground, but not separating in the middle, joining in the middle. So you get this wonderful fusion of earth energy and sky energy meeting in your middle. And the earth energy is powerful, it's kinetic, it's happening, it's the feminine, but it's not inert feminine, it's the feminine involved in a crazy dance of spinning on her own axis at 1,000 miles an hour, while zooming around space at 66,000 miles an hour, 100,000 kilometers an hour. It's a crazy dance, and that power, the power of the dance, is coming up through the ground and filling the lower part of your body as you sink to meet it. While the upper part of you is just really light and airy so that it causes no wind drag as you move through space. Very clear, very clean. Then you can let go of holding the breath. No need to hold your breath now. So we don't have to hold the world steady now. We can just let the world go. And you do that by breathing out with a sigh. And you breathe in and you draw in the next raft of possibilities, and then you breathe out and you breathe out what's gone before, so there's no clutter inside of you. And you luxuriate, you feel the joy of breathing, because this is what's keeping you alive. And you have the choice of being in your front, where all the noise is, and where really you're quite weak, because the front is exposed, it's soft, it's vulnerable, and it's noisy. You've got the tension in your belly. Oh, the tension, is it going to be all right? You have the closing down in the heart. Oh, I'm not going to show them that I love them. I'm not going to be the first one. So that tension in the heart. And then there's the noise in the front of the brain of like, wow, how am I doing in this game? Am I doing all right? No, I could be doing better. Am I doing what I should be and should be doing this and that? All that noise. All of this is in the front of you. You have that. You can have that. That's what we have most of the time. Or you can come back inside, into the back of you, where everything is strong, because that's where your strength is, your strong muscles in the back, spine, your support, you're strong, but it's silent. It's absolutely silent, like Bruno, the ninja dog. It's strong, it's silent. So you have that choice, and when you're in the back, and it is silent, and you have your strength, then you're in command. You're in command of the front. You can get the tension to dissolve. The noise in the brain falls away. You can open your heart, so that you can receive the love of others and give the love that you've got in your heart to everyone without fear of being taken advantage of. Because when you're in the back of you like this, then you're connected to all the abundance that ever was, is, or will be. So you know that if somebody takes it away, it will get returned some other way. Multiplied if you let it go with good grace. And the way you do this is that you sink back against your own shoulder blades, your own spine, your own hip bones, your own sacral bone. And you tilt your head back a bit so that your mind slides back into the rear part of the skull and leans up against the rear interior wall of the skull. So now your mind is like a little Buddha with your face on, leaning back against the rear wall of your skull, gazing into infinity between and behind your eyes. Perfectly still, the rest of you is leaning up very comfortably into your back, where you feel powerful, you feel strong, you feel silent, you feel still. You're in command of the front. And you're breathing slowly and freely. Your heart is open. Just feel the two halves of your chest slide apart, like a pair of sliding doors, to reveal that gorgeousness that is you, uniquely you, that flower of your being. And let the radiance of the fragrance and the energy of the flower of your being in your heart roll freely outwards in every direction to everyone in this satsang with you, all the 200 people around the world, and to everyone you know, and everyone here knows, until it spreads in concentric circles, growing bigger and bigger, and covers the entire planet and everyone on it. And at the same time, as you breathe in again, all the love of everyone on the planet, whether they know they have love or not, is coming to you. You're just breathing it in. And this is the love that's going to carry the current of energy that we're going to play with in a minute, that is going to be the money flow. And so you're sinking into your back, everything is well, nothing is lacking. Here you are the big presence inside of you, the background presence watching. Behind you, you have your ancestors, all those who were responsible for you being here now, stretching back through time. Collectively, which create what you would call a guardian angel-like energy that surrounds you. So the wealth of your own lineage and your own particular past that's behind you creates a sort of guardian-like energy all around you that will keep you safe through this magical ritual and beyond. And before you, in front of you as it were, you have the force of destiny that's coming to you, it's coming at you no matter what you do. And it has the face of an angel, the beautiful angel, the angel of destiny. And as the angel of destiny comes and French kisses the guardian, the explosion of joyful energy created, you feel it in your chest, in the back of your chest, between your shoulder blades, in the seat of your soul. And it's so powerful that it bangs down into your heels and bangs up into your throat and then settles in your upper chest, the crest of your upper chest, the thymus area, making you feel positive and connected with the soul level of your being. All the while, don't worry about any of this, just breathe and follow. Just breathe and follow. And now, if you can, and you feel safe to, sink back further inside and pop out through your back, as it were, or imagine you're popping out through your own back. And suddenly, you're even bigger. The presence of who you are is rather massive. It's in another dimension altogether, and it's rather huge. The idea that your physical self, your personality, is the bit that shows, is really the tip of the iceberg. The hugeness of you is this massive presence now that's somehow behind and above you, just holding you steady, holding you safe. Now it's this that's going to do the magic. If you can now press your tongue onto the roof of your mouth, and you're watching this happening from the rear of your skull, you might notice a line that connects the top of your forehead to your heart. So, and it actually runs through your tongue. So you press the tongue up, and there's a line of energy formed from the top of the forehead down to the heart. It's a bit like an iron bar of energy in the front there. Now this is what gives you the capacity to take command of your destiny. So press your tongue up and feel, or imagine you can feel, a line of energy running from your forehead to your heart. And you're watching all this from the back of you. So it's a bit like watching a movie of this energy thing. And you're aware of everybody with you. And in the middle of this is this wonderful big huge pot. Now I'm going to ask you to throw your worries about money and worries that could even indirectly connected with money. You know, the worry of maybe getting ill so you can't earn money, or the worry of somebody that you work with going a bit nuts so that you lose your job and do anything wrong, you know, all that kind of stuff, the worries. We're going to invite you to throw all your worries, the essence of your worries, into the pot. You can collect them at the end with pleasure, of course, or you can leave them there, it will be fine. They'll get neutralized and disappear and become good energy. But at least for the length of the session, to throw your worries in the pot now. And yeah, just visualize yourself reaching into your own stomach, as it were, and pulling out the essence, the root, like the root of the poison, the root of all the worrying thoughts, the fearful thoughts. See it maybe as a shape, some kind of strange shape, give it a color, a smell, a texture, and just visualize throwing it into the big pot. With thank you, you know, thanks, you lovely worry, you served me well, and at least for the next short while, I'm just giving you a break. You know, you're dismissed. Thank you. And feel the worry, see the worry plop into the pot, and your intellect obviously might be thinking, what a load of nonsense. But from the back of you, you can feel it. There's an emptiness now where there was before a sort of a nasty feeling. That's kind of gone. The limiting beliefs that you're not good enough to have money, that you're not lucky, that you've been cursed, you know, that it's not right to take money because other people are suffering, that you don't really deserve it, you're not really entitled, whatever it is, that you don't have to enumerate them now. Just that, you know, there's an essence to these self-limiting beliefs. And they sit sort of in the chest. They do sit in the chest, kind of clogging it up. Maybe just reach into the chest and pull out the very root of all that and just throw it like a pile of glue into the pot. Remember, you can get them back again at the end, so you're not, you know, there's no final commitment here. Just let all that stuff drop into the pot and just feel yourself now in a state of grace, like an angel, pure, no longer fallen, a risen angel. The deluded beliefs in being impure, in having some deep innate shame that has to be resolved, or, you know, a spirit, a soul that needs redeeming, all that, let it all go. Just be the risen angel, the pure, beautiful, magnificent, divine being that you actually are. And you know that it is totally okay to now influence in a benign way the flow of energy in the universal field as it appertains to human money flow in a way that will benefit you, knowing that you're doing this in the company of 202 other people, and really on behalf of everyone everybody knows in here, because this is for everyone to have more abundance, not just us, but everyone, because the more abundance that is flying around, the more there'll be for everybody. And I think also before that, I'd like you to think about all the money that you've spent in your lifetime, every single penny or cent that you've ever spent. It's hard to quantify, I know. It'd be millions and millions and millions and millions and millions that you spent. Think of all the bills that you still have to pay, and the money that you owe, and the money you've got to give out, and give people, and so on. And I want you to bless it all. The money that's gone in retrospect, the money that's happening at the moment now, and the money that's going to go out in the future. Bless it. As the angelic being you are, bless that money, every single cent, every farthing of it, so that it goes out in retrospect or presently or in the future with a lovely nature to it. It's a happy nature the money goes out with. And wherever it's gone or goes or is going, wherever it touches, whoever's hands it falls into, whose ever computer screen it shows up on, wherever it goes, however it amasses with other money to create big shapes of money or just travels on its own, it's so jolly and sweet natured that it attracts many, 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 many friends. And before very long, this penny, each penny, has got a whole horde of followers of other pennies. And there's this actually huge force of money that you've sent out with a great blessing, a blessing of joy and healing for anyone and everything that it touches. And because of this lovely energy you're sending it out with, in retrospect, presently, and for the future, this massive, 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 what would you call it, like, I don't know, body of energy is already starting to turn the loop and move its way back round towards you, because, you know, everything is circular. All energy you transmit returns to you multiplied. That's one of the basic principles of the practice. So the money that you've spent in your lifetime, or had spent on you, you know, the money that your parents have spent on you and so on, has amassed this huge, 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 huge following of happy money, joyful money, healthy money, money that's come from good karma. And it's coming back your way through the sea. Now, there's no reason to be nervous about it. It's a very benign force. It's quite tidal wave-like. It's strong. It's going to be strong, and when it actually lands in your coffers, so to speak, it's going to give you quite a whoosh, but it's going to be a nice one, a lovely whoosh, a beautiful whoosh of abundance. It's going to filter into your receptacles where you take your money into with huge velocity, but softly. It won't be violent with you. It won't make things nasty. To the contrary, it's going to be gorgeous, but it's going to be strong. It's going to be powerful because there's a lot of money gone out. And not only the money you've sent out, but all the energy you've given, all the help you've given, all the kindness you've shown, all the favors you've done, every smile given freely to a stranger even, every pleasant thought, every loving thought, every excited thought, all of that energy is coming back to you as well. And all the things you've been working on, the creative energy you've spent, the time you've spent on projects that never seem to see the light of day, the sales you never made, and the deals that were never done, all of the energy into that as well. Bless that too. Bless every squidging of it. And as it goes out, it same like the money, it attracts loads and loads of lovely energy with it. So this money that's coming at you is coming with such a huge air of joyfulness and healing and grace. And you can actually feel it coming towards you, this tidal wave. You can almost like the air is changing. There's that, you know how the air changes before a storm, or the air changes before there would be a tidal wave. It's like something gets sucked out of it into the vacuum momentarily. And you can feel it in the soles of your feet. Something's happening and it's big. It's almost seismic. And yet it feels really, really benign. And suddenly in the horizon, on the horizon, way out there, you can see this shape, this horizontal shape. It looks dark at first, but the more you focus on it, the more you can see that it's a massive wave of gold light. Gold, pure white gold light. It's massive. It's even got little flecks of violet to kind of indicate there's something miraculous about it. And it's got flecks of emerald to indicate that it's really quite healing. And flecks of aquamarine to show that it's really cooling for the mind and the spirit. That it's really sane and really balanced, yet really, really beautiful and joyful. And there's a rose gold color as well to indicate it's very, very rich and warm with love and joyfulness and healing. It's gorgeous, like you are. And it's coming at you. It's starting to come, you're watching it come, and it's big, it's big, it's big, it's big. And it's almost scary. But because you're in your background presence, because you're the big self now, there's nothing to fear. This is just a movement of energy. And it's coming closer and closer and closer. And the tendency for the local human would be to run right now, to run for the hills, because there's this huge thing coming at you. But you as the spirit know that you've got to stand here and receive it. And suddenly the tidal wave, 700 feet high in the sky, like a mountain range, is on you. And it's so powerful that it overcomes any residue of resistance in your being. It comes through the front of your body and it fills you. It fills you like you're a massive harbour that's suddenly being filled. Except rather than water, what you're filled with is this incredible, bright, warm, almost burning, but really pleasant, gold, white light flecked with all the other colours. And it's filled every part of your body, like your body's a hollow receptacle. And every cell in your body is with it. Every bit of your bone marrow is shining with it. Your whole being has become translucent and shining bright with this gold. And this gold energy, as you surmised, is wealth. This is the energy of currency. It's the currency. It's the energy of money, the energy of wealth. And it's not dirty. It's the cleanest thing ever. And it doesn't smell bad. It smells sweet and beautiful. And it isn't disgusting, and it's not bad, and it's not evil. It's the contrary. This is goodness. You can feel it in every cell of your body. You've just been filled with the divine fiat. This is divine energy filling every part of you, and it feels exhilarating. And in the exhilaration, the very first thing that comes to you with your heart wide open is that you have all the people that you love around you, all the people that you care about. And this extends to everyone in humanity. And the philanthropic, generous urge is really powerful. And you know that as this increase of wealth occurs in your life in real time following this session, you will feel imbued with the generosity to just help everyone that you possibly can, not at your own expense, not in sacrifice, but the more that you help them, the more this flow will increase for you as well. So this is the beginning of a very beautiful, generous time in which you personally are going to be able to change the atmosphere of your world for everybody. And this whole idea of the recession where the wave went out, never coming back in again, will be changed, and the wave is coming back in for everyone. So that over the next 3 months or 6 or 9 months, the flow of money around the world will somehow mysteriously, you'll notice in the news, start increasing. And yes, they'll say it's because there was more of this and less of that, and something happened here, something happened there. But we'll know it's because we instigated this. We were the ones chosen to ordain this increased flow. And for that, we get a reward. We're entitled to. That's fine. We're generous. We're going to share it. We're going to use it to make the world more beautiful for everyone. So we're entitled right now to receive as much as we want, as much as we can. And let yourself be filled with it. Let what you see around you be a circular scene. And in the big circle, everything is gold white. Everything is filled with this light. It's so bright, it's hard to make the details out. But when you look, lo and behold, there in front of you is a scenario, a vignette of you sitting on what looks like a throne. This is, of course, all symbolic, you realize. And next to you are standing and sitting all the people that you love, all the people that depend on you, all the people that you like, all the people that love spending time with you, all the people that you work with or will work with, that you need to make everything work properly, all the people you've never even met that are going to bring opportunities to you, that are going to deliver the money in real terms to you. You get a sense of loads and loads and loads of people in this circle, and they're all there to celebrate you. And the whole scene is bathed in light, and you are smiling so deeply and broadly with such joy, such pleasure, fundamental joy, not fly-by-night joy, joy that is rooted to the ancients. This is the ancient joy, the joy of manifesting what you came here to do, of having the power to do whatever it is you need to do to fulfill your mission on the planet, to have all the freedom of expression and of movement, and the comfort that you need, and the tools that you need, and the wherewithal that you need to do everything it is you need to do. And that might include being really generous with those close to you and buying everyone wonderful presents, and being generous with yourself and buying yourself wonderful presents, if that's what you need at this time. There's no right and wrong about it, because you're in the flow. You are in your background presence. You know that by guiding this into you now, it's going to enable you to make it more beautiful for everyone, not just you. So there's no guilt needed, no shame, no blocking at all. And you can feel it. It's flowing. It's beautiful. And you're seeing you in your life, which is, we assume, over the next 3 months or so, filled with this gold light, seeing yourself fully confident, looking so relieved because you've paid back the debt, you've paid all the bills, you're paying all the bills easily. There's a lot more money flowing in than is going out at last. There's an abundance. You can relax a bit. We know that money and spending money is not the answer to anything, but we also know that playing with this energy, this divine energy, is what makes us feel beautiful. It's the seeing the energy in motion, not the fruits of it. Really, they're lovely, they're fun, but it's this motion that we're feeling. This is the beauty, playing with the very mechanism of it. Just revel in it, revel in it, revel in the goldness of it all, and see yourself just so confident, so relieved, so happy and proud of yourself. You deserve to feel proud of yourself, and so loved by everybody, because you're just being so generous, and you receiving as well, not being taken advantage of, people giving to you. There's a lovely exchange going on. You feel really in the flow, and you're delighted, not just because you have got it going for you, but you're seeing all around you. Everyone seems to be doing better. Everyone seems to be doing better. Something shifted, and everyone seems to be doing better. Because it's not a competition, we know that. When we're in the angelic state, it's a collaboration. It's a fantastical, incredible, implausible work of art that we're all creating together. It's a massive, massive creative collaboration. And we, right now, for some reason or other, have been elected to be the artist. Collectively, us lot here are the ones holding the brush and painting the picture for the benefit of everybody. And just let every cell in your body be nurtured by the golden energy. Feel yourself glowing with it, glowing with it, glowing with it. Now, let's get personal. And I want you to be the person in the visualization. Just push yourself forwards into the scene a little bit and be in the body of this self, the body of the one who has paid the debts back, manifested the money, moved to the next stage of the story, feeling the relief. Just feel the relief in your belly. Feel it in your chest. Feel the joy of participating in a wonderful magical dance like this. Feel the joy in your chest, not the anticipatory joy, that as well, but the joy of achieving. You've achieved it. You've done it. That's the feeling. And it's a really lovely, relaxing feeling, very grounded, very in with the flow, feeling great grace and gratitude and humility. Not the opposite, not hubris or arrogance. This is creating a totally different effect because this energy comes from the money that you sent out already, but with such good grace that it's come back multiplied exponentially. That's what's filling you. This is your just dessert. This is your entitlement. This is your inheritance. This is your inheritance. You've received it. And feel it in your body. Feel it in your body. This is happening right now. Imagine that. It's already happened. It's already happened. Feel it and relax, 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 relax. Fully into your back. And you have your worries now in the pot and your blocks, your inhibitions, which you're very free to take back if you want. There's no reason to leave them in the pot. If you're feeling a bit naked without your worries, just take it back. But if you don't want to and you feel like you can manage without your worries for a while at least, you can always come back and get them another day. You can leave them there. It's fine. They will be neutralized, but you'll be able to, they've kept like a template, so you can, like a 3D printing mechanism gives you pretty much the same worry back again. So don't worry about the worries at all. Same with the self-limiting blocks. You can leave it there totally. It'll be dissolved, but you can always kind of recreate the blocks again later if you think they're useful to you. Otherwise, here you are in the angelic state, about to re-enter so-called normal reality, the illusion of everyday life. Having triggered the flow, you've invited it back in. You've done the kink and you thing where who's pushing the waves out. You've done the opposite and pulled them back in. You've drawn the flow back your way. You've guided it in. You've drawn it into every cell in your body. You know that in no time, but over the next short while, things are going to start happening. Remember, there's no need to limit how it comes to you. Don't be logical or rational alone. It's not going to be probably what you think. It will come from unexpected places. Let it come from unexpected places. Let the opportunities come from goodness knows where. No limitations now. Let go. And if you feel your body tensing up with the idea that you have to define where it's coming from, let the tension go in your body. Just relax, surrender, and be of grace. Just be of grace. And know that this is the place to come back to regularly throughout the day and night, back into the back of you. As soon as you do, you connect with a big presence and you're in the flow, and it will reassure you that everything's fine as it is, and everything will just get finer and finer the more you acknowledge that. In other words, it doesn't matter, it need not be this magic, but nonetheless it is, and it's happening. Already we have instigated it. Just say to yourself, say yes, so let it be this now. May it be so, right now, I ordain it. Yep, this is it. I'm having it. Thank you very much indeed. Bless you. Okay, and then come back, open your eyes slowly but surely, wriggle your toes and wriggle your nose, and we will start with the Q&A.
Okay, we've got a lot of new people here today, so first of all I'll introduce myself. I'm Sue. I help to run these satsangs.
Hello, it's nice to meet you, Sue. I thought you'd been here before. Oh yeah, you're right.
I just wanted to let everybody for whom this is their first time, let you know that we're recording this session, and I usually have the recordings ready for you by Wednesday, so we'll send you out the link when those are ready. So at this stage you can now ask any question you like to Stephen. We will start with a question that's been pre-submitted, and it's from David in the US, who says, I feel in alignment with money, yet it is not manifesting. Any advice? Thank you.
David, yes. Well, first of all, we've got to be careful how we use language, because the structure of our language determines it's a spell, isn't it? We're talking about magic here, so you're doing a spell with your words, and it is not manifesting for me. It's like it hasn't done yet, but actually even that's not right. It has manifested for you, but it hasn't come through in the kind of volume yet that you had wanted or thought you wanted, but that's because the deeper part of you knew that it wasn't right to get it yet. Now it is right to get it. We presume. I can't say it's right. You know if it is or not in the deepest part of your soul. So you can do a series of visualizations, and while we're all here together, this would be a good opportunity to do it because it exponentially multiplies the manifesting power when we come together with one focus. Excuse me, rushing. Visualize, David, I'm making this up so I go along, you get your own version going later, that you're sitting in a room in a very comfortable red plush velvet chair, looks a bit like a throne, might not, and the roof is like one of those trapdoor things. It's a bit precarious looking, it's sort of burgeoning weight is suddenly snaps the thing open, and a whole pile of treasure drops from the ceiling around you. Some of it sort of glances off you. It doesn't hurt though, it's quite nice. Loads of gold and diamonds and rubies and all the other stuff that you associate with treasure, even like masses of wads of $50 bills all tightly compressed and just like slamming down on the floor all around you. It's just making this incredible noise, and there's a lovely smell to it, and the air's being displaced. You can actually feel the draft as it lands all around you. And there's so much of it that you're actually starting to wonder how you're actually going to do anything with it. It's just a huge amount of fortune all around you. But luckily, somebody has thoughtfully supplied an electric golf buggy type thing with a big, massive sack. So you just spend a few moments just putting the stuff into the sack and filling it up tight, zipping it up, putting the padlock on, and putting the sack into the buggy and ready to drive home with it. But you keep a little bit out, just a handful of treasure, so that as you drive home in your golf buggy, and it's a very nice drive, everything looks quite nice and different than it normally does. The air's lovely, it's clean, lovely green trees on the way, somehow or other, lovely people smiling and waving at you, no thieves trying to get it away from you, just nice people. And somebody is really needing it. They don't ask you for it, they need it. You can see that. And you stop the buggy for a moment, and you go over to them, and you give them the money, and you see them smile and go, oh, bless you, bless you, bless you, thank you, I needed that so much. Oh, thank you. I don't know how I'll ever thank you. And you tell them, no, it's okay. It's beautiful to do this for you. Go with good grace with the money. Enjoy every minute of it. And then you go home and you take the big sack and you see yourself sort of put it wherever it is you see yourself put it, and you just give thanks. Thank you for this. And feel that joy in your body now, David. Feel it. Feel your cells buzzing with gratitude and excitement, just as you'll feel when the money starts coming through for real, which will be any time now. It will start coming through in greater and greater flow. It will do so. And the next question.
This next one is from Elizabeth in Austria. I'm uneasy attracting actual money. I tend to attract good stuff, but the money itself and freedom of it less so. Any ideas?
I wonder, Elizabeth, it's lovely to hear from you. Mary Vienna. I wonder if you asked that question before we did the meditation, because if you did, then I suspect it's been answered by the way we did that, which is that it's not a vertical thing, money. It's not male, it's female. Let's say, for the sake of argument, it could be anything, but I'm saying female because it's Tao, it's kind of maternal, it's nurturing. It's not some nasty git who's going to try and give it in and take it away and play with you. It's some really lovely, kind, beautiful, bounteous, large-breasted mother who is giving you her milk in the form of money because you're her child and she loves you. It's the Tao. And so nothing to be ashamed or afraid of, and it's coming at you on the lateral plane, not vertically. It's not this time, not dropping from the sky. This time it's coming at you on the level. It's coming at you like water flowing into your heart. And it feels good. The tidal wave of it is filling you. It feels good. And if you have feelings of negativity about the actual money itself, you, I think by now realise that's just all an overlay of opinions that hasn't really got anything to do with money. It's to do with something else altogether. And maybe now you'll be open enough to let it come through. I bet you will, and I bet you'll find the flow of money in your life increases rather dramatically as of now.
Francesca has her hand raised, so I'm going to open the line to Francesca. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi,
can you hear me?
Francesca. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I don't have a mic, so you can't hear me?
I hear you fine, yeah.
Okay. I was, well, I loved it, by the way, what we did today, so thank you so much.
Where are you?
Where am I? I'm
Yeah.
in Dorset.
Oh, I love Dorset.
In Bournemouth. I live near the sea.
Mm.
I wanted to ask a question about tithing.
Typing?
Tithing.
Oh, tithing.
Tithing?
No, I'm
Yeah.
quite good at typing. I'm actually quite good at tithing as well. What do you think about tithing then?
I don't normally like any rules. but someone was saying to me it was absolutely essential that we should tithe. And
Yeah. Well, yes,
I mean,
it's true, but not necessarily officially or conventionally, though.
no, but you give when you want to give. But it
Yeah.
was like, you absolutely had to give 10% of whatever money you had.
Well, actually, it was up to 10%. It's not 10%. It's the traditional thing in the Bible, I think, where it comes from. I think it was up to no more than 10%. And I like that 10% thing. But for me, the way I've always done it is that I just hold that as an intention. And I make, well, anyway, I move to, I don't do it for this reason. I do lots of free stuff for people.
Yeah.
A lot of help that I give a lot of people,
Yeah.
individually and in groups and whatever, that I do. And I make sure I'm doing that regularly, every day, every week. And I think it's definitely, there's way more than 10% probably going that way. And, the times where somebody asks you for money in the street and you haven't got much yourself, those are the times I tend to give a little bit more than I normally would, with good grace as well, because it's fun. You're kind of playing with the flow a bit that way. So I think, you don't have to be rigid about any of these things. The intention's there and the heart is open. You naturally, it just means being generous, because that instigates the flow. That's all it is.
Fine. Okay. That's what I feel too. I was just asking. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lovely talking to you.
And you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Francesca. So the next question is from Matthew. After years of struggling, how can I break the poor mindset?
The poor mindset. Yeah, Matthew, I think that like the rich mindset, the poor mindset, they're both just constructs. They're the yin and the yang, and neither is real. They're just relative. They're just pictures, really. I think that when you come into the back of you, and you know that in so doing, you kind of lay claim to your full space. You own your body for a start. You own the energy around you. You've claimed all the dimensions, as it were, like we were doing in that meditation. That you own the whole universe. The whole universe is yours. You don't need particularly any bits and pieces of it, because you own the whole thing. You don't have to be kind of insecure about it. That you are the richest being possible, because you've got the whole thing. I think that's where the sensation of richness comes from. It's being one with the huge abundance of existence. As in existence, you're owning all of it. When you come into the back, you hold all of it as part of you. It's in you, and therefore you are rich. And more practically speaking, if we all have fears. We all have these limiting fears. It's natural. But keep focusing on an image, a picture of you, enjoying whatever it is you associate with being rich. So if being rich means that you're living in this lovely house in the mountains or whatever, and it's very bright and beautiful, and there you are looking happy and you've got your swimming pool, whatever it is that symbolizes that, you see that picture and you see yourself in it, feeling joyful and feeling at one with the Tao, feeling part of the flow of being a great philanthropist and helping everyone around you, and really being part of society. You see, one of the blocks, I think, is that people think they want to get rich so they can be better than other people, then they'll be safe, and people will respect them, and people will love them and admire them. But actually, it's not that we really want. We don't want to be admired and stuck up on a pedestal. All we want is to be part of it all, be part of the beautiful game of humanity, and be appreciated for playing our part, and be free to appreciate everyone else and have that received. We want that, really is what we want. So you see yourself as that guy, playing your part and loving it, and everyone loving you for playing it. See yourself as that man, that rich man. And you don't have to believe it. You don't have to convince yourself of it. You just have to see the scene in the same way as you could picture a scene from a movie from when you were a kid, or you could picture a painting that you've seen. You don't have to believe it. You just have to see it. Just see it for a flash of a second. Very often, every day, just little flashes onto it. There I am. Hey, there I am looking at it. There's that guy. There's that happy rich guy. And that will start creating the energy impulse that's required to magnetize all the factors into place. But we've started that by this session already. You'll find unless you do something very dramatic, like putting a depth charge and blowing the whole thing up, this is not going to be stoppable. We've started something here today. It's a flow, and it's going to grow. It will grow for you. So I hope all that together does the job. And the next question.
I've got 3 comments comments for you actually, Stephen, before the next question. Inga says, lovely, 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 and so practically accessible and well communicated. It worked. Of course, you may say. I haven't changed and it can be repeated. I'm getting so much here. Thought you might like the feedback.
Oh, Isabel, that's really, really, really lovely of you to say. No, 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 I wouldn't say of course. Of course I don't. You know, I would never be that arrogant. I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'm always like, I don't know what's going on, ever, really. I'm just sort of feeling my way through, stumbling along. But no, I'm in awe of the whole process. So no, there's no of course about it. And on the other hand, it's all very ordinary, isn't it? All this is part of the order of being angelic, the angelic entities we are, really. So, all right, of course. But yeah, God, I'm waffling.
That last comment was from Inga, by the way, not Isabel.
Sorry, Inga. Forgive me, Inga.
This comment is from Penny. This is so perfect doing this online like this. Sometimes when you share concerns with friends, they can project energy onto your concerns that aren't very helpful, quite innocently, I'm sure. Thank you. Feels so right here.
Oh, that's my pleasure. It's lovely of you to say. I'm really, really glad you came. Thank you.
And Jem says, I live on a tidal river in Nova Scotia where the tides are the highest in the world. The visualization of the sea flowing in and out works so well for me. I regularly sit on the dike at the bottom of my garden, watching the tide rushing in or the calmness when the tide is in full just before it starts to rush out. I will now see this as the flow of golden light, so thank you, Doc.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Jem. Please blow a kiss to Nova Scotia from me.
Okay, this question is from Sabine. I need to find a job that is fun and pays well. Any ideas how to magic that?
Sabine, I think that, I think the fun is the important part. And you did say fun first. So I found this is my stratagem. I only do what is fun for me, what I love, what fascinates me, what really intrigues me, what challenges me creatively. And it's fun, I want to do it, this is fun, I'm enjoying this, I want to do this. And I don't think about the money, and yes, there are times when I'm really stretched because of it, because I'm not working on a kind of rational basis, I'm working purely on this fun thing. But overall, when I look back over my life, I've had beautiful fun, and I've always been supportive, and if the money's required, it comes, as it will now, from the thing we just did. So to find what is going to be fun for you, you've got to think about what actually fascinates you. When you sink into the back of you, you see that everything going on around you is really divine theatre that's being acted out by all of us. And it's fun. The whole thing is fascinating. It's an amazing piece of theatre. So what bit of the theatre draws you? What aspects of the play draws your fascination? You go with that, and like you're a 4-year-old child, before school and everything, before any of the conditioning, you're still joyful and gleeful and curious and filled with wonder for what's all around you. Just follow that sense of fascination from your heart, with that almost like that panting primal excitement that a child has. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this, look at this. Go with it like that, and that will reveal where the fun is. And then you'll see pictures from, when you stay in the back of you, the psychic power much stronger, you'll see pictures, you'll get drawn. Also, when, I said that Rumi statement, his saying was that what you seek also seeks you. There's a mutual attraction occurring. So you know that this fun job that will pay you the money you need is there. It's waiting for you. It hasn't revealed yet, but it's there. And you tune into the soul of it. You tune into the Tao that's informing this phenomenon and waiting to manifest. And you draw it from the soul in you, the Tao in you. You kind of draw yourselves together. It's like it's a pair of lovers coming together across a dance floor until you're just held in union with it, in unison. You're holding it, you're hugging it. And the job will then reveal itself in no time at all.
How many more questions would you like to do, Stephen?
I would like to do 2.
Okay. Before we do them, another bit of feedback for you from Rhonda, who says, thanks Doc, first experience with your satsang, much more than I expected. I will be back. I've come out of poverty in the last 6 months, and I think you contributed with your wise words over the years.
Oh, that's good. Well done for doing that as well. Yeah, this is the time for us all to come out of poverty now, I think. It's the time for the tide coming back in for everybody. It's a time of goodness coming. Who knows how long it lasts for, but there's a good time coming now. I can feel it. We're ushering it in. Something beautiful here.
This is the penultimate question, and it's from David, who also calls himself Pikey. He says, money comes frequently to me. I am a practicing witch. I also practice spirituality in general. So is witchcraft a religion? Maybe a combination of sources?
Sorry, is witchcraft a religion?
A reason for the money flowing frequently to him.
Yes, of course. Pikey, nice to meet you, sir. You know, I've got one of my oldest friends is one of Rowan is one of the head witches in America, and she taught me loads of stuff when I was living in New Mexico, and introduced me to a coven. They're benign, I have to say, up in the mountains there. It was quite far out stuff, you know. I mean, I've seen some bizarre things going on there, and the power of intention is what we're talking about. We're talking about intentionality, and whatever form or device is used to hone the intention and get the state, the being, which is the most important thing, to be vibrating at the same frequency as the manifestation that's required. In other words, entering this angelic state, and whether that's done through Taoist practice or witchcraft or Hinduism or Tantra or whatever form is used, Kabbalah, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, because that's just the form. That's like the car that you're travelling there in. But so yes, of course, everything you do, done with a good heart, done with the intention to ameliorate conditions for everybody, that all suffering and pain will now be, you know, removed. So that with that intention to make it beautiful for everyone, not exclusively for yourself or just a few people, but for everyone, that generosity of heart ensures that the result will come back to you, and the result of that happening will be benign for you and everyone involved. And may it be so, sir. May it be so.
Okay, we have a last question, but just before that, if you did submit a question and we've not, Doc's just run out of time to answer it, apologies for that, but do come again next week and you'll have another chance. So this last question is from Ines in the US, who says, I freelance and get pretty pleased when I receive what I call my mailbox money. I feel greedy and want more.
Ines, hey Ines, nice to meet you. Yeah, well, that's okay. It's only greed, isn't it? We have to watch this in ourselves constantly, because, you know, it's an aspect of what is kind of quite crudely called an addictive personality. I see it in myself quite often. You know, I'm getting high on what's going on around me. I want more, I want more, I want more. And I noticed at those moments is to just see, oh, look, there I am wanting more. Now, wanting more is a sort of state of mind which never really gets fulfilled, because it can't, can it? Because it's wanting more. And then I sink back inside, and I know that I have everything already. The whole universe is mine, and there was no reason to want more, because I've got it all already. And that letting go just for a moment cuts a hole in the pattern, and the greed then doesn't become compulsive. I've noticed in this what's really interesting with money. When, say, you know, like I'm waiting for some money that's owed to me, and it could be any amount of money. Let's just completely making this up. So it's 40 grand. And you're thinking, yeah, man, when that 40 grand comes in, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great when that 40 grand comes in. When the 40 grand comes in, this goes on for as long as it takes. You worry whether it's going to come in, and they're going to kind of screw you, whatever. It comes in. And then you look at it and you go, shit, it's only 40 grand. That's every single time that's happened to me. It doesn't matter how much it is. It might take a little bit longer to get to that point, if you know, the more the money is. But whatever it is, it's like, oh, it's only that. And that's because we start focusing on the finite. When we stay focused on flow, that doesn't happen, that feeling. So that everything that comes is beautiful. And it's not just beautiful when there's a lot of it. It's beautiful when there isn't as well. It's really beautiful too, because you're still getting the joy of life. And that's what we're here for, not the money, obviously. So it's the thing of focusing on the glory of the flow, going out, coming in, going out, coming in. And every penny you spend, you bless it. You bless every penny. You know, the parking fines. That, you know, of course you go, fucking parking fine. But instead, I've trained myself now. I go, you know, bless you, council, who's taking the money from this is good. This money goes to you. It will be well spent. It will go on helping people, whatever, you know, and paying for services. Do it with good grace. You let it go with good grace, and then it makes friends. It comes back to you. So that's the antidote, I think. Flow rather than amount. but not being hard on yourself when you do go into the greedy spaces. You have compassion. You know, oh, bless me, that's my little local human self getting caught up in the illusion. Oh, you know, it's that kind of approach to it all. The next satsang, unless I'm mistaken, is about magicking your love life. So that's going to be really lovely as well. Yeah, because these are the two things everybody generally thinks about first: money and love. And you know, by making the magic for those things, it helps us go deeper to the next stage and the next stage. It's really an honor to do this with you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me this privilege, and I know that we have done something profound today, and I really truly wish you a run of the most beautiful surprises, completely unexpected surprises, of course, that bring you the flow of the money, starting right now, and let it be so. Thank you, and I hope to see you next week. All right, bye-bye.